The Houston Midtown chapter of the Society for Financial Awareness presents Money Matters with your host, Christopher Hensley.
Good morning, everybody. You're listening to Money Matters on KPFT Houston. I'm Chris Hensley. The time is now 10 a.m. We've got a great show lined up for you today. Man, if you've been listening to the show for the past 3 or 4 months, you've heard at least once a month from January until now, we've had a partner of Houston Money Week on the show. And so if you are a longtime listener, you've heard me talk it up and talk about it. Well, guess what? It's almost here. April is right around the corner. And so we are super excited to have Erika Jones, who is the Public Relations Specialist for the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. She is also in the Houston Money Week Leadership Committee with me. We will be talking with Erika live here in the studio. She is here in the studio about Houston Money Week. So please stay tuned, keep listening, and we will be talking with Erika very, very shortly. If you're a longtime listener, you know we always reserve the first few minutes of the show to kind of keep you up to date with what's going on in the Houston and Gulf Coast region. And usually at this point, I'll do a local calendar, but I don't want to steal too much of our fire because we're going to go through some of the events that are happening in Houston Money Week. I do want to get a plug in there for an event that is through Houston Money Week that I will be speaking at as well, and that is going to be on April 6th from 11 to 1, and this is going to be at the Whole Foods at 1700 Post Oak Boulevard, and there is going to be a whole slew of different speakers on that day. So we're going to have different topics like saving for children, credit improvement, young professionals. We're going to have investments, debt cleaning, mortgage, retirement. All of these different topics are going to be at what we call the Money Mixer Sessions. And so this is also going to have Chris Brown, the city comptroller, is going to stop by and visit with us. But this is all taking place from 11 to 1 on April 6th, which sounded far away when I was talking about it weeks ago, but now we're very, very close to it. I will tell you how to get access to these free events, but I will do that when we talk to Erika here, because we're going to dive into the website and all of that. So without further ado, let me bring Erika on the air here. Erika, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us today. For listeners who, if you were trying to listen to us the last 2 weeks, the podcast is always up 24 hours a day, but the live broadcast that we do here on KPFT on Fridays did not happen last week or the week before because I was in Hawaii. I was on vacation. And so we are getting back into action here. But I always start the show the same way, and that's I'll share your bio with listeners so they can get to know you just a little bit better. I've been working with Erika for years through Houston Money Week, and she is part of the Federal Reserve, which is the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas Houston location.
That's
a lot
right.
of people don't realize that distinction. It's the Federal Reserve of Dallas, but it's the Houston branch here. She is the Public Relations Specialist. She produces bank publications and assists with community programs and events such as Houston Money Week. Erika received her Bachelor of Business Administration degree from Sam Houston State University, a master's degree in journalism from the University of Illinois, and an executive master's in public administration from TSU. She also holds a teaching certificate for grades 4 through 8. See, I didn't know that.
Yes, fun fact.
Yeah, that's a magic age too, 4 through 8.
Yes, very magical.
And now you're not only part of Houston Money Week, but you're an active volunteer teacher with Junior Achievement, which is a great organization, proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, a native Houstonian, you're married, and the proud mother of 3.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Super mom.
That's a lot of stuff to do.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's dive right in. So in the past, when I've had people from Houston Money Week come on, they were partners. We've talked about Houston Money Week. We kind of had an educational portion where we talked about different things. We're so close to Houston Money Week happening, I think we can fill the time just with...
I totally agree.
...with what we have here. So for listeners who don't know about Houston Money Week, can you tell us a little bit about what Houston Money Week is?
Absolutely. So Houston Money Week has been around since 2008. We are in technically our 9th campaign season, which is amazing in itself to think about that. We started out with 37 partners, and we have now grown to over 140 partners. partners, probably added another 20 partners just in this year alone, which again, it's growing leaps and bounds. So I'm really proud of that effort. And by a partner, I mean a community partner. They range from representing industries in banking or education, government, nonprofits, for-profits, you name it, we have it. And they all come together every year to help provide free financial education events for Houstonians, not just through the 1 week that we represent, but for the whole month of April. So you have an opportunity to find out free education and get free resources for any financial topic you can think of during the month of April. And so that is what we do with Houston Money Week.
So I love that when you said that it is nonprofits, it's for-profits, it's a group of a bunch of different organizations do it for one cause here in Houston every year in April. When you say that Houston Money Week is free for the community, who comes out for these events?
Everybody. So we have events from kindergarten all the way up to our seniors, and you can find just about anything. We have a relationship with HISD. And so we're doing lots of programs with them. Our connection with Junior Achievement for several years has helped us to get inside of classrooms and use their curriculum to help teach, financial principles to students. Moving up the chain, we also have good relationship with our high school students. And so we have a program called 100 Teens that we actually feature almost 200 teens that come to the Federal Reserve and participate in a program that is sponsored by the Fed, by a couple of our banking partners. Moving on, we have several colleges and universities that are on board with us as well. Texas Southern University, Sam Houston State University, University of Houston, as well as Houston Community College, San Jack College. So we try to reach as many people as possible with the events that we offer. But any age range, you are not exempt. Like, we have something for you if you want it.
I love that, because when people ask who, it literally goes across all age groups.
Absolutely.
And not just the schools, but everywhere. We've got so many different groups participating in this. I did want to focus a little bit when you were talking about the kindergarten and the younger age groups. There was an event that we had recently where we went out and read to some schools. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So I'll talk about it in two parts. So last year, we actually had an event where we had readers go out and read to third grade students. And we did it, I believe, over 5 or 6 different schools, elementary schools in the HISD area. And that was really a great program for us to start with. And it was very successful. The students were excited. They got shredded money and pictures of Ben Franklin, and even though they think he's George Washington, but that's another subject. So this year, we decided to branch out and do something a little bit bigger. We didn't realize how big we were really thinking, but it kind of snowballed into something really big. So we've created what we call the Financial Literacy Book Club, which is just in HISD this year, but don't worry, other school districts. We're looking at you as well for next year, where we've chosen a book off of an approved book list from HISD, but we took a book that had some financial principles and some economic topics inside of it. So it's a fiction book, but it's got some themes in there that we could pull some questions and build a curriculum around to help students focus on the financial principles inside that. So we corralled volunteers. We originally wanted to do just a handful of schools, maybe 5 middle schools, and get started with that. And this is for 7th graders primarily. And it kind of snowballed. And so now we are doing this for every middle school in HISD, which is 46 schools. So that's a massive undertaking. I'm going to take a moment of privilege just to say thank you to all of our volunteers who have agreed to read to our students, as well as to all of the schools who've come on board and agreed to participate, and especially our sponsors. We had lots of sponsors who said, yes, we support this idea. We're in love with it. Let's do it. And wrote checks on the spot to help support this initiative. So we're really excited about this being the first year for the book club.
Just kind of behind the scenes there, I've got a big smile on my face because I'm thinking of the few schools that it started out with, and then it went all the way to 46 different schools, and we're talking about different school districts now. So that was fantastic to see that grow. And Erika, thank you, because I know you were really kind of behind that.
Oh, thank you. But I really have to thank Susan Kaiser, who is my counterpart, who's been helping me. She is our economic education coordinator at the Fed, but it's really her light bulb ideas that help get us to this part. I started with a small brainchild of, let's do something different. And it snowballed because of Susan, because she's like, let's do them all. I'm like, okay. So she's really been very helpful in coming up with the new ideas that we can help implement with Houston Money. We can keep it fresh and different. And this is definitely one of them.
So I know that that's just one event of the many events that are coming up here soon. Before we get too much further, if somebody wanted to find out how to go to one of these events or to find out where an event is near them, what would they do?
they can go directly to our website. It is new and improved and nice, fresh, clean look. So if you've ever been to our website before, you'll definitely notice the difference. But you're going to go to HoustonMoneyWeek.org and you will be able to click on our calendar, actually see all of the open events that are free and open to the public. So you never have to worry about a cost associated with these events. We do have some details on there about our theme and our mission that you can read about, some pictures from previous events, but the calendar is really where you want to go. We also have a tab there highlighting our partners so you can see who all is involved in the initiative. And then after you go to some of the events, we ask that you complete a survey. And so the button for the survey is on the website as well. So that data is very important to us because it really helps us to shape and frame what we do in the future. It really helps, honestly, with sponsorships and making sure that all of our partners get the kind of data that they need in order to keep pushing the initiative along.
I'm actually doing that as you're talking about it. I'm on the website, I'm going through it, and it looks fantastic. I mean, we had the other website that I would say is almost more static. This one, it's got a lot of information on there. Across the top, I see a big heading that says College Scholarship Contest. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So for several years, and it's also kind of snowballed too, we've offered a college scholarship. And it ranged in amounts that we would give away. But we've kind of stuck in the last couple of years with wanting to give more, not necessarily the amount, but wanting to give to more students. So for college students, if you are on campus and your campus is a Houston Money Week partner, they are going to have events that are highlighted throughout their campus that have Houston Money Week's logo on it. It's going to say for Houston Money Week. If you attend those events, you can qualify for an entry into the college scholarship contest. So, for example, TSU has about 3 events that I know of that they'll be hosting during Houston Money Week. For each event, say I attend all 3, I can enter in the contest 3 times to win $250 scholarship towards my educational needs. And so all you have to do is click the button, fill out the form, and you're done. It's really asking you, what did you learn at the session? Which session did you go to? What did you learn? It's a really quick, 5-question form. You can do it each time you go to events. So this is for all of our college and university partners that are having events this year.
So you would think with free money that's out there, we would have a lot of people that are responding to this. Is that the case, or what would you say?
So last year we had a good number of students, probably between, I want to say 500 and 700 students that actually completed this process. So we gave away 8 scholarships last year to the various colleges and universities. I'm hoping that we can double this number. I think we can do it.
Absolutely. So I know, and I had thought we weren't getting much response, but last year we got between 500 to 700 responses. That's great. And it sounds like the reaches we're further out there. There are more and more people responding to that. So that's great. I know, and I've been talking about Houston Money Week for the last couple of months here, but specifically, when are the dates that people need to have on their radar for these events coming up?
Absolutely. So Houston Money Week this year is April the 1st through the 8th. So these are the dates that you'll see on all of the promotional materials. They'll be the dates with the most events as well. But like I mentioned before, we highlight the whole month of April. Say you're on vacation and you miss it all for the whole week and you come in on the 9th and want to get in and see if there's something available. There is. We still have events the rest of the month. So definitely something for everyone.
That's another thing I'm smiling about, because what we call Houston Money Week over the years has grown into almost the entire month of financial literacy events all over Houston and even the Gulf Coast region. I mean, we have events all over the place. What are some of the other events, I wouldn't say your favorites, but some of the things that have gotten on your radar that you would like to let listeners know about as well?
Sure. So this year we actually have a special target. We've worked with some quadrants. We've broken the city out into quadrants so that each quadrant would be able to have at least one major community event that helps get the partners in that area to produce and create something unique just for the area that they live and work in. So each one of those quadrants has come up with an event, and so I'll talk a little bit about those. So first up, and I'll do it in date order just so we won't get confused. So first up is Moolah Gras. This is actually a 2-part. It's got 2 dates because they're going to focus in 2 different quadrants. So Moolah Gras 1, which will happen on Saturday, April the 1st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., is going to be at Cámara de Empresarios on the east side. We're really excited about this partnership, and they came on board with us last year for the very first time and did a small business seminar. But this year, they wanted to actually get involved with Mardi Gras. And basically, it's just like what it sounds. It is a Mardi Gras of money. And you go with your family fun. We got games and events, prizes to win. So you have a really good time. And this event is all in Spanish because it's at the Empresario. So we're really excited about that opportunity to provide something so specific just for our Spanish-speaking population. So the second part to that is Mardi Gras 2, which will actually be on the following Saturday, April the 8th. And that will be at Holman Street Baptist Church in the 3rd Ward. So we've had this event there for, I believe, the second or third year, and really excited about our partnership with Eastside University. And that's who is presenting this event. And it's the same concept, but it's all in English. So again, it's Mardi Gras of money, and we have all kinds of events and games, scavenger hunts, I believe. And it'll also be featuring a bus that is by Texas Capital Bank. So Texas Capital Bank has sponsored both of these events, and the bus will be at the one that's on the 8th. So we're really excited. And you won't believe what's inside. I won't tell you. You have to go inside and check out the bus for yourself.
Wow. Okay, now I'm intrigued. And I know that was through Eastside University. That's
Yes.
Jackie Aguilera,
Yes.
who has been on our show before to talk about her organization.
She's so awesome.
Great organization. What else? What other
What
events?
else? Okay, so another quadrant event is actually the Money Mixer that you mentioned earlier, which will be on April the 6th. I believe that's a Thursday. And it'll be at Whole Foods, which is very unique because it's in the Galleria area. We haven't really done anything in the Galleria area. And so that's exciting. So this is something new that we're trying out. She's got a whole agenda of speakers and presenters that are coming. The event is from 11 to 1 p.m. There will be a special welcome by our City of Houston Controller, Chris Brown. So we're really excited that he's going to join us. Again, door prizes, snacks, you have all kinds of fun things. And they'll be Facebooking the whole event going live.
Now, if I'm hungry, you said there's snacks.
There's snacks.
Okay, I'm there.
Awesome. So so that's another quadrant event that we're really excited about. Let's see. One other that I'd like to mention is the Space City Biz Boost, which is going to be on April the 7th. That's the Friday. This is with our partnership with Neighborhood Centers and People Fund. They both have been longtime partners and have done things separately, but I'm so happy that they're going to be working together this year. They're representing our Quadrant 2 area, which is the Northeast side. The event is from 11 to 2 p.m. It is our small business resource fair. So they'll actually have vendors there to provide free materials. Of course, everything is free. So they'll have materials there to help our small business owners, entrepreneurs to either get their business started or increase the business they already have and help push them along just a little bit further. So really excited about that. And let's see. Oh, one more. I skipped one. Channel Your Finances by our friends at Wood Forest National Bank and San Jacinto College. They're working together to produce this event, and it's going to be at San Jacinto College North on Monday, April the 3rd from 11 to 2. They have a few speakers lined up. I know one of them is actually Kevin Dancy from the Federal Reserve. He's going to be talking about payday lending and payday loans, really talking about what to do to avoid those traps. So that's one of your keynote speakers at that event. And they have lots of giveaways as well.
I'm going to do just an aside here, and
Sure.
then we'll keep going on the calendar of events because there's so many events. One of the things you mentioned right at the beginning is that you broke the city up into quadrants. And as being a partner of Houston Money Week, when this happened, it was different than what we've done before.
Yes.
In the past, these different organizations and group, everybody would kind of do their own thing. It would end up on the calendar, and you'd still have a whole bunch of events. But what I'm hearing kind of a theme as you're reading these off are a partnership of all of these different groups. And you're seeing the synergy, and some of these ideas are extremely creative. And it's just neat to see that team approach kind of working out there. This is different than what we've seen in the past.
Yes, and it's actually one of the things I absolutely love about what's happening with Houston Money Week. Even though we've been around for 8 years, we kind of worked individually. And there's nothing wrong with that because we were still providing the free education that we wanted to provide. But I think it's so important to collaborate. And there's so many organizations that are doing such great work. Why not work together to produce bigger and better? Just supersize it a little bit. So the collaboration is beautiful. It's been working out really well to see everyone coming together to create new things.
I love it. When you have organizations this big, in order for people to cross-pollinate ideas and get to know, there's groups that haven't worked together and now they're working together, and it's just, I'm impressed with how neat the ideas are. Okay, keep going. Let me not interrupt you.
No problems. Okay. So we also have an event for young professionals. So I mentioned the college students, but let's talk about that in-between age, right? So once you graduate college, you have your degree, you might have your family or your first new house. You got that great job that you've always dreamed of, hopefully. So you have that in-between age between 25 and 40 industry where you're kind of stuck in the young professional group. There's not always things for you, or if there are things for you, they don't always apply. You just never really know. So for the last couple of years, we've worked very diligently with the Houston Area Urban League's Young Professional Group, and they are producing their event. It's called Know Your Money. I believe this is the 4th year that we've done it. This event is, again, free and open to the public, but registration is required because this event is going to be at the Federal Reserve Bank. So we want to be sure, because of our security purposes, that you follow the proper procedures. So please register if you want to do that. Again, go on the website. You're going to click on April the 6th. There should be a Young Professionals button there, and that's how you're going to register for that event. That event actually is really nice because you get to do a mixer where you get to mingle with not just who's coming to the event, but any of the banking professionals or anyone that's there is able to mix with you as well, and you get to have conversations with them. There'll be a panel of speakers. We'll have a few snacks and have some door prizes. So it'll be a really good event for young professionals to attend.
What else? What other events do we have? We've got so many. We probably will run out of time before we run out of events.
So here's what's awesome about Houston Money Week is that as of right now, based on what I looked at this morning, we have 138 events throughout the entire month. This is not the max that we've had, but I want to say on a quality standpoint, you're really getting the best bang for your buck this year, which is free. There's no buck. It's free. So really excited about 138 events. To even say that we're doing that this year is amazing. So let's see. We have another quadrant event, which will be on Saturday, April the 8th. This one is actually hosted by the library. Houston Public Library came to the table, and they're going to do a fun family financial basics workshop. And that'll be from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at their Carnegie Neighborhood Library this year. They're working with several different partners. They have several speakers and lots of things for the kids to do. So you can go out and hang out with them on Saturday, April the 8th. One thing that you can think about when you take a look at the calendar and you're making decisions about, what to go and see. I know for some people, it's not just, what can I get out of it, but what about the whole family? What are the things that the whole family can benefit from? So events like Moolah Gras and events like Fun Family Financial Basics are catering to the whole family.
So it's not just you showing up, learning about your finances.
Right.
If you have children, you can take them and it'll be a fun time for everybody.
So it's family friendly. So everybody can get something from it.
That is excellent. When you were talking about the stuff at the Federal Reserve earlier, one of the funny things is you mentioned the shredded money.
Yeah,
and
we love shred.
Shredded money is, the kids love it.
Yes, adults love it too.
And if you've never been to the Federal Reserve, when you walk, it's kind of like Fort Knox. When you walk in there, it's very secure. But one of the very first things that stood out to me when I walked in is when you walk in, on the right-hand side, there's a window with these trucks that come in and unload the money. And is it robots or what actually takes the money? It's like a forklift or something. How does that work?
Kinda. So it's AGV. It's an automated guided vehicle. And they go in and out and bring the money from the vault into the processing area and back into the vault. Everything is computerized by a gigantic remote control, but it's amazing to watch. You can get mesmerized by it. So
no human hands are touching that?
Not from the vault.
Wow.
Yeah, so not anymore. They used to back in the day, but now we're automated, so everything comes out by the machines, which is really neat.
So I would say it's not just the kids. When I walk in, my jaw drops and I'm watching that. And then with the shredded money, it's the same effect. I know the kids like it when we go out and we do the talks and we throw the shredded money out there. Mm-hmm. But even the events that we do with the adults.
They get shredded too, don't worry.
I've done talks where we've asked questions and said, well, does anybody want the equivalent of $80 in cash? And they'll answer. Yes. And I throw it out there. And can you explain what that is for people who can't?
Sure, absolutely. So shred is one of the highlights. People love it. Basically what we do is when money is unfit, meaning that it's been washed in a washing machine, the numbers wear off, or you ripped it but you taped it back together, or somebody's written Happy Birthday Bob on there, that makes it unfit, which means it's not usable for the economy anymore. And so they shred it. It's an automatic process. It's not like the movie Mad Money with Queen Latifah and Katie Holmes where they're stuffing the money in their pockets and not shredding it like they should. We have no control over that. No hands are touching it. So it's an automatic process again, and it's shredded. And so we take all the shred. We don't burn it. That used to happen years ago as well. But as you know, that's unhealthy for the environment, and we are environmentally conscious. So we stuff it in tubes and give it away.
So this is where money goes to die.
This is where it goes to die.
When it's taken out of circulation, you might get it again if you come to one of our our event.
Very true. And so Shred is one of our most popular requested items as far as promotional things. So everybody that has requested promotional items to give away, Shred is one of those. The more events you go to, the more possibilities for Shred.
We are bumping towards the end of the show. One more question. I've heard a rumor that Ben Franklin has something to do. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So Ben Franklin is our mascot. Originally, Houston Money Week, which actually is part of the Money Smart Week umbrella, it actually has Ben Franklin as a mascot. And so we've carried on that tradition as well. We love Ben Franklin. He's on our T-shirts and a few of our other things. Even though we have a new spiffy logo, we still like to throw Ben in there every once in a while. He's a fan favorite. So every year we ask our partners, does anybody know anybody who would love to dress up as Ben Franklin? And every once in a while, we have a couple people that are brave enough to put on the tights and a wig and go out there and take pictures with kids. And the adults love him too. So this year, I'm really excited. I'm glad you brought up Ben Franklin so I can announce this news. So this year with Ben Franklin, I decided to actually contact some of the colleges and universities that we work with and see if we can get some pictures with their mascots with our Ben. So you will see Ben show up on social media with maybe U of H Cougar or maybe a TSU Tiger. So I'm really, really excited about the opportunity to branch Ben out just a little bit.
Now, I know last year we had him riding around on the monorail here in Houston or the Metro Rail.
Yes, we had Ben on a train.
Yes.
We've got, Ben's been everywhere. You name it, we try to put him there. So we're really excited that we still have people willing to suit up and be Ben's. There's been talk of having Ben's Babes for next year. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but I'm entertaining it. How about that?
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, right here towards the end of the show, Erika, if anybody wanted to find out, can you give us the website one more time?
Absolutely. So it's HoustonMoneyWeek.org. You will find all of the information there. If you have any specific questions or you can't find what you're looking for, please just click the Contact Us button and just enter your question inside the box, and someone will be happy to reply to your message. Again, it's MoneyWeek.org. And if you make a oops and go to .com, don't worry, they're connected. You'll still find us.
You'll still make it there if you go that way. Well, Erika, thank you so much. To find out more about Erika, of course, you can go to the HoustonMoneyWeek.org website and find out more about her. If you are listening to the show, you can find information on our podcast notes as well, which is... Thanks for listening to today's episode of Money Matters Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, visit us on the web at www.moneymatterspodcast.com. Drop us a line on SpeakPipe on the right-hand corner. It will receive any voicemails, questions, thoughts, concerns that you have about the show. In addition to this, we recently launched a Patreon campaign. Click on the Donate Now tab to hit the tip jar and find out what Patreon's campaign is all about.